Yo, what's going on guys, it's RS. In this video I actually want to go over the d.n.a. and this is a weapon that actually recently got buffed alongside a bunch of other weapons, so I just want to talk about it and show you guys how it performs. So if you enjoy, consider subscribing. I am on the road to 10,000 subs and I'd love to have you on this journey. I truly appreciate it. So the red flavor text of the d.n.a. says death cannot be contained. As you see, I have an anoint while on 50% health, you deal 150% bonus radiation damage. This thing has been through a lot. When it first launched, this gun was not that good at all. Honestly, it was arguably probably one of the worst weapons in the game, but they actually did buff it by a pretty huge amount at one point, and they gave it 166% increased damage, 50% more magazine size, 39% more fire rate. They gave it a little bit more projectile speed, and they decreased its reload time by 50%. But the most recent buff actually gave it a 31% damage increase. Now with the first buff, they actually made the d.n.a. somewhat usable. It definitely was not the greatest thing, so to speak, but on characters like Zane and even Moze, you could 100% make it work. But in my opinion, on other characters such as Amara, it just wasn't good at all. But now with another 31% damage increase, I actually think that this gun is pretty insane now. Before, like I just said, it was doing good on Zane and okay on Amara, but now it's actually doing pretty good on every single character in the game. And also really quick, if you don't know what the d.n.a. actually does, it essentially is just going to shoot out random elements every single time you shoot. So it is one of the few weapons in the game that can do every single element, which is nice. And then also when you shoot, it's going to have a spread apart effect, kind of like the Cutsman does. And the more it spreads, the more damage it does. It has a d.n.a. like pattern, hence the name, and it's going to spread and it's just going to do a lot of damage. Now this does make it to where the d.n.a. can be a little RNG based for damage, because say you're going against a flesh target like this cardboard right here, and you're not getting incendiary targets, you're not going to be doing a lot of damage. But that is where things like anoints come in, so obviously URAS is always going to be very good. But if you're getting constant corrosive damage on a flesh target, it's not going to do that much, because it can be noticeable in some boss fights, which, to be fair, this gun is actually also pretty good at boss fights. So if we take a look at it against something like Tron, as you can see, it's doing very well. And in all this gameplay, this is just the gun itself performing. This is not like me running an insane build. I'm not even using my action skill in these things. But as you can see, the damage is actually pretty good against this. And if we take over something like the Guardian Takedown, it is actually tearing through these enemies pretty well, again, with not using any skills and no perfect anoints, no perfect builds. All it is just the URAT and the gun itself. So I would definitely recommend getting the d.n.a. If you want to. This is a Mayhem 6+ drop, and you have to get it from General Tron on Necro to Feo. It does have a pretty decent drop chance, and as always, now you can reroll your anoints on it at the reroll machine if you're trying to get a perfect anoint. I would honestly rate this as probably one of the best SMGs in the game now, if not one of the best weapons in the game now. I think it's hilarious how I went from being literally one of the worst in the entire game to being okay, and now to actually being one of the best in the game. I still remember covering this day one when the update came out, when all the Mayhem 6 gear got added to the game, and I was baffled at how bad this thing was. So again, to see how far it came, it's just crazy to me. And also with the random element aspect of this gun, it is RNG based, but I will say it's not only going to negatively affect you, it can also positively affect you. You could get these random bursts of elements like corrosive and cryo on armored targets back to back to back, and you could tear through enemies even faster than before. But then, like I was saying, also you could get incendiary on armor or shock on armor, and it's just not going to do as much damage. But if you have an anointment, it will help that problem. And also with just these damage buffs, it doesn't really matter anymore. Obviously you won't get max damage, but you will still be doing a ton of damage no matter what element shoots out. But that's going to be all from me. Definitely go out and farm for this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.